Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to draft a bustier blouse with the Queen Anne's neckline. So do stick around if this is something that piques your interest. The first thing you need to do is to measure your horizontal measurements, your shoulder line, chest line, waistline, and hip line. Then mark half shoulder width, your armhole depth. To get your armhole depth, divide your bust by 6 and add 1.5 inch to it. Then rule a line connecting the shoulder line to the armhole depth. For the neck, I made use of 3 inches by 3 inches dot and width and curve like so. Mark 1.5 inches for the shoulder slope, like so, and connect to the neck. Measure the armhole depth and divide into 2 and go in ½ inch or 0.75 inches for the armhole curve. And impute your bust measurement divided by 4, then curve as I see me doing. Then impute the hip circumference measurement divided by 4. Then same thing for the waist. But in this waist, I forgot to mark in the 1.5 inches used for the dart allowance. So that is why you see me going ahead and marking 2 lines for the waistline. So I'll go ahead now and wipe off the first line I made for the waistline. For the in dart, mark in your nipple to nipple point divided by 2, both on the chest line, on the bust point line, waistline and the hip line, and connect with a straight line. Then for the waist dart, I'm making use of 0.75 inch for the both sides of the both legs of the dart, and I came down 0.75 inch from the bust point, just so it doesn't get too pointy at the bust point. And I connected it like this straight to the hip line. I measured the shoulder and divided into 2 and connect straight to the bust point. Then I went up 3.5 inches from the bust point. It can equally go up 1.5 inch from the chest line and connect the square across. On the upper bust line, go out 0.75 inch from both sides. This is for the chest tightening or the upper bust tightening. You can equally use 1 inch to 0.5 inch to 1 inch for this. Then curve to the bust point, like you see me doing like so. Then measure and mark your underbust. Mine is 13 inches, so that is also what you see me marking here. Now square across. Double the underbust. On each side of the underbust, come out 0.5 inches or 0.75 inches, depending on the amount of tightening you would want, and curve, placing the curviest part of your curve rule upside down. Then connect the waist, like you see me doing so. The side bust dart, I'm making use of 1.5 inches because that is the difference between my back half length and my front half length, and I marked it and connected it to the bust point. And I'm going up 1.5 inches from the bust point for the neck depth, and I measured the dart legs of the bust curve to see if it was aligning, and I corrected it with 0.25 inches and I curved like so. For the Queen Anne's neckline, I'm coming in 3.5 inches for the sleeve width, and I connected it to the bust curve of the second dart leg, and I measured it the length and divided it into half, and I came out 0.5 inches from the midpoint, and I curved like so. I went ahead to close the side bust dart like so, and I used the tracing wheel to trace it out afterwards to make sure the both sides are lined, and I traced it out and reconnected it as so. Then for the length, I'm making use of 21 inches, so that is what I went ahead and marked at both sides to get a straight line. Then on the front part, I came down 2 inches afterwards and went up 1 inch from the side and reconnected like so. You can see how I placed the curve rule and curved it out. Then I covered the darts. I closed the darts to be able to get a perfect curve. Then go ahead and label your patterns, indicating the green lines. Then for the back pattern, go ahead and draft your pattern as usual. You're marking your chest line, waistline, and then your hip line. Then square across and label all of these lines: the chest line, the waistline, and the hip line. Then for the neck, I made use of 3 inches by 1 inch depth. Then I measured and marked my bust circumference divided by 4, then my waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch that's allowance, then my hip circumference divided by 4. Waistline, I came in 0.5 inch. For the back slant, you can either do 0.75, 1 inch, or 0.5. Then I connected from the chest line to the waist, from the waistline to the hip line. My camera stopped recording while I was filming the back pattern, so I'm going to break down what I did for this back pattern. So on the shoulder slope, I used 1 inch instead of 1.5 as I used for the front, and at the back side, I came down from the chest line 1 inch for the back slant. Okay, so on the waist, I went in 0.5 inch like I said before, and I added 1 inch for the darts for the zipper allowance. So then for the side, it's the same 3 inches with the front side. Then I added ½ inch for the sewing allowance. Then for the sleeve part, that's for the yoke part, it's the same 3.5 inches with the front. So the shoulder will align because it's the same 3.5 inches. Then I went ahead and labeled it. Then for the back slant, I tightened it with 0.25 inches to prevent gaping. So that is what I did. So this is what it looks like after cutting it. I'm sorry for not showing you like the whole process that went into this. I lost most of the stages. So this is actually what it looks like. So I went ahead to cut it on the fabric, on the lining. Then I made use of interfacing the edge stay. This is what I used for it. You can equally use any interfacing of your choice. You can use the bra foam, you can use the bra cup, the already made bra cup. So I went ahead and joined the parts like so, but I ended up using chantilly lace for the yoke parts of both the front and the back. I simply did this by using hemming gum to glue the chantilly to the fabric, and went ahead to use the lining to turn it out. So I sewed the same thing for the front and the back. This is the sleeve now after sewing it, after turning it with the lining, and this is the lining part of the center front. I sewed the same thing for the front and for the back. So this is how I joined it, and I ended up using making loops for the back. It's optional, you can decide to add it just to spicing things up. So here is everything that we've made in this video. I hope that by my next video I'll be able to get better and improve a lot. Thanks for watching.